Stamping friends. This is Sherry Parker coming to you from Mason, Ohio on Wednesday, January 3rd. Happy New Year. It's my first real live video of the new year. I'm excited for a great year, 2024. I think it's going to be a good one. Appreciate you watching, whether it's live or on the replay. And we'll give a couple minutes for people to join. Let me know you're here. Give me a hi if you're watching. But while we're waiting, I did want to mention tomorrow's a big day for Stampin' Up! Celebration kicks off tomorrow, January 4th, and it lasts through the end of February. So if you're familiar with Celebration, then you know for every $50 you spend in Stampin' Up! Product, you receive a choice of all kinds of different things: paper, stamp sets, accessories, things like that. So I did want to mention that. Oh, hey, Cheryl, thank you for letting me know you're here. And hi, Cheryl. So hopefully you got one of these in the mail. If not, you can go on to my website, sherrythomas.stampinup.net. And tomorrow these will be live, the digital version, so you can look at them online, and then the mini catalog. So Celebration mini catalog. Of course, if you prefer a paper book like I do, I will be happy to send you one. If you're not working with a demonstrator already, I would love to send you one, so just shoot me a message and I will send one to you. So, okay, so while we're waiting, I will go ahead and turn my camera around. Tomorrow I'm also kicking off an online class. Some of you might be familiar with that, and the way this works is there will be, this particular one's called the Be Mine class, and you order 3 items, and I'll show you what those are in just a second. And for free, I will send you the tutorial and then all the additional supplies, cardstock, and things that are needed to make the projects. So it's a really great deal. If you purchase the product, then you get the class and the tutorial and everything for free. So it's a win-win. I'm going to turn my camera around. I'll show you the different projects that we'll be making, and we'll get started. Okay, put my glasses on so I can see. I printed this out. My computer is being repaired, so I am just going to a paper copy here just to hopefully show you what this is all about. The class, the order dates are tomorrow, January 4th through January 15th. The only caveat is you need to use the host code. I've also got it on my desk here. That's really important. That way I know that you purchased the bundle and you did it online at my website, which is sherrythomas.stampinup.net. So there's 3 items. There's the Be Mine Designer Series paper. There's the Be Mine bundle, stamp set, and punch, and then the Sweet Sorbet ribbon. So those total up to $59 plus shipping and tax. And you place an order online, you put that host code in, and then after the order date's January 15th, then I will go ahead and get the materials sent out to you. So if you have any questions on this, of course, let me know. I'm happy to give you more information. I did send out an email the other day regarding, there are a lot more details on it. So I'm happy to fill you in if you need some more information. But just to quickly show you, these are the cards that and projects that we'll be making for that online class. So you'll, make this cute card using the Designer Series paper, and then stamp and punch out the bee. Here's another one, just black and yellow. All you Pittsburgh fans would probably like that. And there's 2 bees on that one and a punched out heart. This card here, I thought was a fun take on the bee body. So it's the shape here. And then I punched out petals and made a flower. So the bee sits on there. So that's the 3rd card. And then the 4th one is a fun fold where you'll have the bee. He's actually got the 2 wings, he's facing forward, and then it opens up like this. So you'll be ordering the Designer Series paper, I'll give you all the dimensions, and you'll be able to cut it to size, and then I'll give you the cardstock and everything else. And then the last project is this cute pillow box. These are in the New Spring mini catalog. They're really sturdy, and they fit actually quite a bit. They're fairly large, so this would be a really fun Valentine's Day treat box to give to people. So those are the 5 projects for that class, and certainly if you're interested, let me know. There are some really cool products that are free with Celebration, like I mentioned. There's cool paper, designer series paper, fun stamp sets, love the sloth. This has coordinating die cuts that go with it. These are all free with purchase. There's this great greeting set, which I think will come in handy for a lot of different occasions. This watermelon set, these are just a few that I received with my pre-order, but there's no limit. So for every $50 you spend, you get a free item. Okay, let's talk about tonight. What are we gonna make? So we're gonna use this Be Mine Valentine. This is the one I was just telling you about for the class. So it has this, these are the stamps that come in that set. A lot of great greetings, as well as the bee, some flowers, and then hearts, and which is also the wing punch. So it works as a heart and then as the wings. Honeycomb, there's different faces, antenna, smaller hearts, really cute and versatile. And then the bee builder punch looks like this. So there's 3 different punches that come in one punch. So I'll show you how to use this tonight. So tonight we'll be making 2 little treat bags for Valentine's Day. Actually, this one doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day necessarily. Same dimensions, but this one sits a little taller than this one. So I'll show you how to do that tonight. And we're using the Be Mine Designer Series paper, 2 different, you know, more of the bee, busy side, and then stripes, which I'm making a Valentine's Day. Okay. To start, what you'll need is a sheet of designer series paper. This is cut at 4 inches by 11 inches. I wasn't sure which side to use. The other sides have patterns, but I think maybe I'll use the hearts tonight. So, you saw this that I made with the stripes. I'll show you one with the hearts. So it's a little bit different. So you need 4 by 11 inch designer series paper, and then you need a 4 inch by 4 inch square of cardstock. This is Sweet Sorbet, and those are really the only supplies you need to construct the box, so it's really simple. First thing we'll do is we'll take this 4 by 4 square, and I'm going to score it at 3/4 inch on all 4 sides. So I'm just using my scoring tool. You can use whatever you have at home. Makes it really simple, but we'll do all 4 sides at 3/4 of an inch. Just like that. And if you've ever made a box before, then you're probably familiar that to make it come together, all you need to do, sorry, my scissors are buried here, is simply snip each of the 4 corners up to the intersection of the score lines. So I'll do a little snip on all 4 of those, and we're creating a little tab. Okay. And then I'll fold like so. And we'll go ahead and get busy making this. I'm going to move the scoring tool out of the way. Okay. I don't know if you've used our tear tape, but I really love it. So it comes on a roll like this, and there's paper on one side to protect the adhesive, and then there's a sticky side. And the beauty of this is that you literally tear it. You don't have to use scissors to cut it. So to make our box, I'm going to use this tear tape, and I'm going to just put one little strip across each of my flaps that I made here. So I'm going around all 4 sides, just like that. Okay, and then for the designer series paper piece, I'm going to turn it over, and of course it's always hard when you love both sides of the paper and you have to figure out which one you want to use. So, all right, so okay, I'm going to put a strip of tear tape along the base and then also on this side. So this one will go across the whole base of my paper. Tear it there, and then I'll put another piece up here. Just like that. And one little helpful tip is when you're using tear tape, it helps to burnish it. So I'm using this bone folder just to really give it a nice adhesion to the paper, and then the paper piece on there will peel off pretty easily on the tear tape. Okay, so what I mean by that is I'm just going to literally pick off the backer paper on all 4 of these. It does come off way easier when you do that. And then we'll construct the box, so it just folds together pretty easily. And this is just really giving our bag a base. So that's all there is to that. We'll set that aside. And then down here, we'll peel off the backer, just like we did on the other one there. And then we're gonna put the box together. That little piece on the end here, we'll just fold that in. So to make the bag, you're going to go ahead and line up your base here on the edge and kind of like turn it like a wheel, like a square wheel, and just go around the Designer Series paper like that. And then you want to make sure that the side with the tape there is on the edge, so that when you fold it over, you can create your seam. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and make sure I've got a nice good hold there, and that's it. So really all you do to put it together is kind of tuck it in. Think of like a milk carton, and you just kind of fold it in like that. So there's no real score lines or anything, but really simple. So put your candy or whatever you're going to do. Go ahead, I'll set that aside. So you would fill that up. And then to make the topper like this, I've gone ahead and I've cut out from my the Stylish Shapes die cuts. These have, if you can see the little stitching around them, there's circles and squares and banners. This is a really great die cut set. Very versatile. I use it a lot. So this we'll make our topper with this. And I took the Happy Valentine's Day stamp from that stamp set and stamped that in Minto Black ink right in the middle there. Happy Valentine's Day. And then we're simply going to decorate this. So first I'll go ahead and adhere my little greeting piece onto the bigger circle like that. And to decorate it, for this one, I thought I would just use scraps of paper that I had. So when I'm crafting, I always have just scraps kind of everywhere. So since I was using this paper, I was cutting out circles and everything, I thought, well, I'll go ahead and I'll just cut out a heart. This is, you know, this also pairs up with the bee's little wing, but you can also make hearts for Valentine's Day. So punch out a heart with the sweet sorbet. And then the printed paper, it's really cute. I thought I could embellish it, maybe just isolate a couple of the little flowers in a heart. It might be kind of cute. So, I got pieces everywhere, but you get the idea, or you could even use the stripe. That's cute too. So I'll go ahead and put one of these in the middle of my bigger heart. Put that in the middle there. And then this one I will glue down as well. Just kind of off to the side maybe. And I'm going to pop this one out, but I will go ahead and create a bow for the top. Love my bows. This is the Sweet Sorbet ribbon. This is the one I was talking about in the online class I'm having. It's really pretty ribbon. It's funny because this color, while it has a pink hue to it, it also can, you can also cheat and use it as red, because I think it does have a definite red undertone. So I'm going to go ahead and find a glue dot and put my bow on there at the top like that. And then I'll pop this out with a dimensional. My hardest thing I do is I lose everything, so I can't even find my Stampin' Dimensionals, so that's awesome. But that's pretty much how I roll. So if you've seen my office, then you know. So I guess I'm not popping that out because I don't know where I did with them. All right, that's okay. That'll still be cute. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and assemble this together. And every now and then, seasonally, Stampin' Up! Will carry these either mini clothespins, or these are kind of a medium size, or you can pick them up at Michael's and places like that. But they're really cute to pin something at the top. So I'm going to use that same tear tape and put that on the front there. Try to give it a good seal so it'll separate from the paper. And I'm going to actually kind of pin it and then set this on top. Oops, I scooched that over. Just like that. So it's really cute. You can, like I said, I did a stripey one. It makes it sit taller with the clothespin. You might even be able to use a regular size clothespin. This bag, you know, I did a 4-inch top. You could go taller, and that might be kind of cute too. So, okay. So that's the first one. We're going to make another one, same basic setup, but we'll do a tag instead. So I will go ahead and get that one started. I didn't want to bore you too much, so I did go ahead and I put the, hey Tammy, I went ahead and I put the tear tape on the long piece and then also on the box. So, you know, like I said, let's give it a nice scrape of the bone folder, and that will help peel off the paper toppers. Thanks, Gilda. Glad you joined tonight. All right, so again, we're making the same base box. This is the Sweet Sorbet cardstock, like we used in the last one. And we'll just tuck that into each flap, just like you would make a really any kind of box. Super simple. So there's our base, the 4x4. And then the back portion, we've got the tear tape down, and we'll just pull that up. And again, we will set the base at the bottom of the Designer Series paper and roll it like a wheel. And just grab the adhesive as you go around. I think it's easiest to lie it down, but you could do it standing up. And then the seam, I'll go ahead and adhere there. And we'll just make sure that I've sealed everything okay. All right, so just like we did the last time, you're going to simply tuck your sides kind of in. It's very, very unprecise, which I like. I suppose you could put 4 lines in there if you really wanted it. I think it comes together pretty nice, like a little pouch bag. So for this one, we're not going to use the clothespin. We're going to go ahead and we're going to punch holes, and we'll tie a ribbon through it. So this is what I did for this one. So there's the back. Just punch 2 holes. And with this one, this is one of my old Stampin' Up! Punches. I'm going to actually kind of punch like, make a little bit bigger hole, because this ribbon, I want to make sure I can thread it through. If you're someone who likes to do like needlework, this is probably really easy for you, but I'm not very good at that stuff, so I need a big hole to thread it through. So that's why I do that. All right. So we will go ahead and tie a bow. So obviously put your candy or your gift or whatever you're going to put in there first, and then they'll seal it up. They're going all over the place. There we go. Trim that side ribbon like that. And we'll make a tag. So real easy to do. Like the last time, I am using the Stylish Shapes for the back. And then for this one, I thought we should use a bee because he's so cute. So we're gonna go ahead and punch the bee. We're gonna stamp the bee in yellow rather than stamping it in yellow ink onto white paper. And we'll punch him out like so. And I showed a couple weeks ago, I think I shared a bag and we used the bee punch for that card that went with it. And I showed you how to put all the stamps onto the block so you could stamp it one time. But for example, on this one, I'm gonna stamp the body in yellow, so maybe I don't want them all on the same block. So last night I was watching my friend Mary Nabe, and she was sharing like how you make a stencil, which is a great reminder. Anytime you use a builder punch, if you have a scrap piece of paper, you know, you can punch it out so you know the positioning of all the different elements that are punched out of that punch. So for this one, like I know that my this scrap of paper will be big enough. Sometimes you guess and it's not. So in this case, I know it's big enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp the stripes of my bee. And then I can go ahead and line up in the punch. You know, it always helps to do it upside down like this so you can see exactly where you're punching. And then I've got my bee body there. And similar to that, for the wings, on this one we're gonna have 2 wings and the antenna. So those are the other pieces that can be punched out with this punch. Also can be hearts if you don't stamp anything. But if you wanna know how to line them up so you don't have to punch multiple times, if you use a stencil like this, you can set it down and it'll kind of give you a good indication of where to stamp. So there's the wing, and then the antenna, I will stamp in that little spot there. So, and then with one punch, you can get them both out. Of course, everything is flying everywhere. But like I said, I do want to do one more, wing. So I will go ahead and stamp my wing on the scrap paper here. So I've got 2 wings. All that's missing is my little face. So this set is super cute. There are multiple little faces. There's a winky face, there's the happy face, kind of just like closed eyes, and then there's this one that looks kind of like a mad face. I don't know, but it's cute. So I of course chose the happy face. That's the one I love the most. And since he's gonna be face forward, we'll go ahead and put his face that way. So now we'll put him together. And what I would do is just put all the little pieces here and get the glue and assemble him. Put like a dot, and a dot. And then I'll pick those up. Probably grab the antenna first. Put his wing there, and his other wing. And then let that dry. This is on my little silicone mat, but I'm gonna let this dry for a hot second. And I did go ahead, because it takes just a second, and I did do a bee ahead of time. So he's already stuck together. So, as you know, if you were here earlier, I couldn't find my Stampin' Dimensionals, which It's funny, but anyway, they probably fell underneath something. But I'm going to go ahead and adhere him. I would normally kind of have him pop out, but since I can't find my dimensionals, I'm going to glue him down, which is fine too. Put him down like that. And then if you wanted to add a greeting, you could. I had this Be Mine out because I thought that was cute. And this is just a scrap of white paper. I've been cutting a lot of cardstock, so I have lots of thin scraps that I hate to go to waste, but you can't always keep every single scrap. Cover that so I don't drop anything, and I'm just going to angle that and cut it, and I'm going to tuck that behind my bee. There's glue there. Okay, and now we'll just adhere this to the front of our bag, and we'll be all set. I have a little piece of twine here that I'm going to go through here. So this one, if you didn't put the Be Mine on it, it would actually be really cute for any time. So it'd be a cute little birthday favor. It does not have to be Valentine's Day. But since we're getting close to that, so there's that one. So here are the two projects we made just now. Same dimensions, but this one sits taller because we used the clothespin. And it's a lot easier to open and close, obviously, with the clothespin. And I wanted to show you, too, here we go. I made this one using the painted lavender, the bundle, and with that Pretty Designer Series paper. And then on this one, I did use the clothespin. But I thought this one would be really pretty, you know, even as like a shower, like a place setting or something like that, because it stands up. You could put something little inside. So really a lot of possibilities. Super simple in terms of supplies. Just a piece of Designer Series paper and cardstock base. So that's really it. So that is what I wanted to share with you tonight. It is the eve before celebration, so it's exciting. And this is the host code I was talking about for the bee class. So if you do have any interest in that, I did send out that email. Of course, feel free to message me and I can send you that flyer I was showing you earlier. Don't want to like overkill on the sell on that one, but the one thing I wanted to say on that, the bee, I really feel like that bee set and builder punch will probably sell out fast. So if that is something you're interested in, I would recommend ordering it sooner rather than later. So tomorrow's the first day all of these items are going to be available. So I would definitely encourage you, if you have any interest, to order soon, those three things, and then you'll have it and you can participate in the class. So, all right, well, that is all for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it, and Happy New Year. I hope to see you soon, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Good night.